Okay, hello everyone. So I literally scooched in with the last few days of September, and I will be scooching in towards Halloween as well in October. So I will see you guys then as well. So yeah, I'm really excited. Sorry, I'm gonna keep letting people into the room. I'm really excited to have you guys here and for us to be able to share a little bit about the last month, how your journeys went with the dragons, any ancestral stuff that you wanted to chat about, and just basically, yeah, just to find out how everyone's been doing. And then I have an interesting dragon journey for us this evening based on my recent trip to Greece and some stuff I want to share with you guys that I saw there. So I'm very excited to share that as well. So I think I'd like to start to just hear how you guys are. And like whoever wants to pop in and share, put up your hands. Um, and I'd be very happy to open the floor with you. Okay. And Louise, I am looking at you because you already started talking before.
Man, oh man. Oh my gosh. So hang on, when did you go away? Was that like this last month has been
The
mad.
16th, I left. Yeah, I left
Just
then.
mad. Um, yeah. I think um I don't know. I think at the moment, like it feels like so many things have happened, and I mean like in the last 20 years. And then all of these little dangling loose threads have been like hanging over my head. And then everything has come to a head. My fears, my um, I don't even know, just everything. It
Mm.
feels like everything, and things have just like started tying themselves off all within the last 3 weeks. So I'm like, my like I don't have a relationship with my father very much, so he kind of pitched up, and that relationship went in and out and bang. And I had to kind of really find out what my boundaries were and really shut the door. Um, so that was intense. And then I don't even know what else has happened. It just feels like things have been literally in my face and being saying, look at me, let's do this, do this, do this. And then what else has happened? Like my ex-mother-in-law died just like suddenly, and I'd never ever been in the room with a soul passing before, and that kind of just happened as well. So that was a bit intense. Um, I had somebody acknowledge that they might have put me through some difficult times, and that they felt that they needed to apologize for that. So that was like mad. And then it's just like all these things have kind of either said, look at me, complete me, sort me, because it feels like there's like a big tying off of various things before going into another phase. Um, and I am absolutely freaking exhausted from it, but I'm like hanging, but I feel like I have to. Um, and it's really hard. So, and also my body is going, yeah, but with all of this, you need to look at this and sort this and look after yourself here. And so it's like, I feel like I've been like um defragmented, and I'm trying to like pull bits of me back together and trying to choose which bits and which bits I'm going to take with me and which bits I'm not. But I mean, I'm not going to say that it feels particularly nice, but it's it's okay. We're just going to have to roll with it. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. In terms of like the dragons, I don't know. I think they're there somewhere, but it's just like I'm in this thing in the middle, and I think they're somewhere on the periphery. It's almost like I have to do this, and then they go, okay, yeah, okay, maybe they're everything. They're all on the outside going, okay, we're here, but you might have to actually. I know I need help, but I have to actually say what I need, and there's such a big mishmash of stuff at the minute that I don't actually know what I need, but I know that I need.
Mm. Sure. Okay, so
Um,
I do
and my
think,
nervous system's fried to fuck.
and I think this has got a lot to do with the eclipse portals and stuff, right? Like, so I mean, we went into this period until the 21st was like literally, hello, fuck off magnifying glass, come and like look at everything, right? Like the finest details of your deepest fears will all have to be unraveled. And I'm speaking also from my personal experience in Greece and having like, I mean, I was on a bliss dance like retreat, but it like there was a lot of crying. It wasn't just bliss, right? Because it was an unraveling. And I feel like that's what these energies are doing. So the stuff that you haven't looked at for ages, the stuff that's really important is going to come up now. The stuff that is going to help us to propel ourselves forward like into this new phase because we're moving out of this 9 year, right? October now, next week, like in this week is the first month of the next year, basically. Next year is a universal 1 year. Okay, so this month was always going to be like sort your shit out and get yourself nailed, and then like you can start ramping up to move into October. Okay, so I do feel like the nervous system stuff is like I could feel when I got back here, like the land feels unstable at the moment as well. So I've just come from like heaven, peace land, and now like I step on you and I'm like, woof, everyone's edgy. The like the collective consciousness is edgy, and I'm sure I don't know about the States, I don't know about South Africa and those places, but like here it feels super edgy. And I could feel it. So I think that's also impacting our nervous systems on another level as well, because we are feeling it all. Okay, because we have said yes to feeling it all by doing this work, by showing up, by being who we are, and now we're feeling that. So it is this like, so we have to basically get into the space of regulating the fuck out of ourselves. Like, if nothing else, you need to be able to build capacity within your nervous system to be able to manage not just the collective, but also your own personal karmic shit. Yeah?
Yeah.
Does
And
that make
also, I think yeah, that makes sense. But also, like, I'm thinking there's been some big shit that's happened even in the last like 2 weeks. Like, I've always been afraid that people around me that I love will die. We've had a cancer diagnosis, and then it was like a death. But then, even as horrible as it is, I can't. I've coming through it, and then actually, I'm going. It's okay, and it's like the scariest shit ever. But I came in. That's actually not so bad. It's bad, but it's not that bad. So it's like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's like if you kind of can pull yourself through, then it's actually okay.
100%. And what I'm going to say is this is a big lesson that I learned in the last like couple of weeks, like being on this retreat. The teacher there spoke about reacting versus responding. Okay, now reacting is when I just lose my shit at stuff and I'm like, rah, and responding is like stepping back, analyzing, checking it out, seeing what's happening, let it run through me, processing it, and then like going from that space. Okay, so reacting versus responding. And it really made me sit back and go, where am I reacting in my life? So even to stressful situations. So finding out about someone getting sick or so like bad things happening or big changes in your life, are you reacting or are you responding? And responding is the responsible thing to do, and reacting is when we lash out and we just cause chaos. Okay, so for me it was like a big like a bit of an analysis of where am I reacting and where am I responding, because I react from my wounds, I react from like my triggers and like my own shit. And when I can step out of it and respond from a place of deep love, when I can respond from a place of, ah, okay, I see the bigger picture, I see why you're so sad, I see why you are all being a bunch of assholes, like whatever it is, right? Like that changes the whole dynamic. Plus, that influences our nervous system. Okay. So just like in terms of nervous system regulation, like start playing with reacting versus responding this month, because like I think it's an amazing thing. It changed things for me because there were lots of situations where I could have reacted over the last couple of weeks. And when I step back and I'm like, okay, why am I doing this? Why is it triggering me? Why do I feel sad about this? Why do I feel upset about this? And then I started seeing my own patterns and I started responding rather than reacting. It made me go instead of like being all like about it. Yeah. Okay. So that's just something for everyone else that I thought was really cool, that I learned in the last few weeks. Okay, fantastic. Okay, babe, thanks so much for sharing. Yolandi, you just put your mic off. Are you gonna
Oh,
share?
yes, Yolandi. I just want to add on something what
Yeah.
you've just said. Um, Stuff that came up for me since I think the last time you've done, I didn't manage to be part of the group, but I've watched the replay and um and just add to what you've just said. I think for me personally, the hardest part is to because I'm getting the guidance from my dragon team that you consistently have to respond in grace
Mhm.
and not creating chaos. But that is the hard part for me personally. What is coming up now for me is like, but what I do is I do allow myself in private space to step into all of that chaos and let it all comes up,
Mm.
but not reacting to what my environment is feeding me at the moment.
Yes. Yeah, so
Because
you're not projecting it onto other
yes,
people.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm allowing if I'm getting all this feedback in other people's projection, and as much as I want to say, if you, I go into my private space and like, if you everybody, and then I'm just coming back because I'm constantly reminded because of the one thing that the biggest guidance that I got from my dragon is like we don't need to create in chaos from this point forward.
Mm.
But it is so flippin' hard. And let me just give you guys a short story of what my biggest expansion is going right now in this right now moment, the last month. Um, my partner passed away. I found him and we weren't married. So from his family side, I'm just considered this person that I had a child with this individual. I basically don't get acknowledged. So I'm getting all of this feedback, all of this projection, and I have to constantly remind myself. And the other thing that I want to add from those that was part of the Dragon course is remember that vision that I got in that meditation that I can hold the extreme opposite, but I need to keep it in my heart and I'll be okay. But it's so hard. It's like I got the vision of what was coming, not understanding what was coming, because I could not in a million years expect myself to be in this current position that I found myself. Not in a million years. And you know what? That's another thing. I got this dream where 5 days before he passed, I got this dream. I'm speaking to my mom as she's transitioning. We in this green park. There's a lot of other people, but and the one thing, the two things that I told her while we in the park, and I know I just didn't, I don't understand how did I knew she was transitioning. I just knew in my heart. And this is all happening in the dream. She says to me, um, I told her, please go tell my brother that you go in a dream and tell him that you've passed so that when I give him the physical message, it might be easier. And the next thing, the next biggest thing for me was, Mama, what, my mom, I said, Mama, what am I going to do? How am I going to explain this to Arno? Because she's been there since he came into this lifetime. And that was my biggest concern. And as I woke up and my eyes, I'm crying and I'm telling myself, there is no way my mom passed away. She is in the room next door. I just had that surety. And eventually I woke up and I went to and I told her the dream. And then I sent a message to my partner and explained to him what just happened. And then he asked me, didn't you had the urgency to just get up and go see if she's okay? I said, I did, but they were just almost like an out of body experience. But I didn't get up because I said to myself, there's no way. There is just no way. 5 days later, I found him. And then it's almost like, oh my goodness, but I couldn't in a million years in that moment put those two together and expect that it would be him. Because for me, it was obviously my black dragon showed up. So I am going through transformation, not knowing what the transformation am I'm stepping into. And and I think from that, when I had all of that experiences, now I'm putting almost like the dots together. That vision that I had in meditation, holding this extreme opposite experience, but as I think now it's almost like now you get the physical experience of all the messages that you've been getting up until now, and even as the process flow. But I think to navigate it at this point, because one day I feel amazing and I'm telling myself like, oh my goodness, he's gonna help me from beyond. But then the next thing is like, I would prefer you here to be in the physical. And it's like, it feel like this is like the biggest initiation up till now in this lifetime. And what makes it, what, what cuts through my heart every single time is, I don't know, was 5 years old. And that is literally his second initiation for this lifetime, because he came in with this big bang where doctors told me he's going to not make it. And I'm like, there's no way in hell. I don't care what you guys are saying. There is just no way in hell. And now this. So it's like this navigating this process, trying to take care of myself, but also step into the awareness I need to take care of him. And he's been going through stuff and saying stuff, but some points I just allow him to be. He told me last week that, and hate, he said to my mama, I hate this. And I'm like, oh, and I asked him like, why do you say you hate it? And then he said, I just hate it. And that is not a word that he normally use. He would normally say, Mommy, I don't like this. Mama, I don't like this. But so I allow him to be, but I am reminding him, but hate is a strong word. Why do you feel you have to use the strong emphasis and use the word hate? And so I allowed him. I didn't stop him. I didn't say, no, you're not supposed to do this. I just allow him. Last week, while I was getting him ready, he told me, Mommy, I don't like this. And immediately I step into the awareness, okay, it's becoming softer again. So maybe that few days, it was just him processing it with his little mind, like what is happening and how he's also navigating, but his own way. But like I said, like as you have to constant even step into the awareness of not creating chaos, because I am so tempted. And then the crazy part is like I had this urgency to call in Kali Ma, and I'm like, no way, I'm not calling in that one. There is no way. And but I was literally like, I was pushed, and I was like, okay, fine, let me just do this. And but the amazing thing, what I've experienced around her and what she brought in is just this energy of holding everything, the chaos and the beauty, all of it. Not that and yes, even though I'm tempted to go into fierce mode, it's almost like she still holds me. Like, okay, fine, we can handle this. You've already been given how to handle this, so step into that. And my dragon constantly, we're not gonna create chaos, but we walk in grace. So it's this dance, and it's uncomfortable. And I agree with Lamise, is that nervous system stuff. And it is so uncomfortable, guys. So I so much relate to what Lenise just spoke about. And even last week with I didn't even know, I listened to this lady about something about Pluto, and they have this alignment. And that whole day, I was just this uncomfortable feeling. It's as if like I'm supposed to move, but I can't move. And it's like it's not like you feel stuck. It's just this uh, 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 um something that is not oiled properly. So it's like it's not a stuck feeling, guys. I want to emphasize it's not stuck. It's just this most uncomfortable feeling in your body. And you don't, for me personally, it felt like, and when I listened to what that lady said about Pluto and Aquarius and all of these things, so it's like, oh my goodness, it makes sense. Because it's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
But it is a really a process to navigate, and it's uncomfortable. And it's what I've done, I allow myself to just push everything away, not denying it, but push the outside influence.
Yeah.
And what I've learned again, if you don't stand up for what you want, like you will, there's the saying, like I think it's like if you don't stand up for what, or you don't believe what you want, you will be pulled by the collective. And I was again reminded, if your goals and desires are not clear, you will be pulled. And I've seen, I literally step whenever I have a conversation with whomever that knew him on a deep personal level. It's like, it's again all of the projection. And the amazing thing is like I can literally feel that I'm stepping into that awareness of seeing who is coming to me and with what projection and their perception. And what I've done and what I've been guided is like you need to step into what you want to experience and what you want to create. It's this constant wheel turning process that I've been guided to. You almost like you set a clear intention even though you don't know what's coming next. But step consistently is like because when you have conversations with people, you can almost like see how all the projection and opinions and perspective comes in. And you stand almost like with a clear mind because you see exactly where they come from. But because you have already said your intention, it's just like water running down a duck.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just thought I should just mention that, but it's a very uncomfortable experience, very, very.
Oh, darling. Yo,
Yeah,
I'm really, really sorry to hear about this. I'm really sorry for all.
thank you.
Whew. Sure.
And I'm
Um,
so proud of myself that I'm not even crying. I remember 2 weeks ago, I was in this meditation group, and as
oh,
I was expressing myself, it was like I was just sobbing, and it's like again it feels like maybe because we spoke about it, it's almost like that dragon heart, and that is what I actually been feeling, like that dragon heart energy is like literally like wielding around my heart, and the love, even though, and I think maybe that is just my experience. You know when you hear stuff about Kalima, it's always this intense, and maybe that is part of it, but even though I'm going through this intense periods, I feel almost like how she's enveloping my heart with almost like extra buckets of love. And this is exactly like almost like they literally holding like this massive space for me this right now.
no.
So yeah, man, it's just an interesting, very interesting experience.
Thank you so much for sharing that because it's
Thank
interesting.
you.
She came up in the last few weeks as well, Kalima. And
Yeah.
one of the teacher that I was working with, she works with her. And I thought it
Okay.
was really interesting because a lot of the and it's very linked to the lifestyle of Tantra and like that, like embracing the dualities of life
Mm,
and like
mm,
literally allowing yourself to go into the fear and allowing yourself to go
mm.
into the anger and allowing yourself to go into the frustration and then allowing yourself to go
Yes.
into the bliss and the joy and the
Mm,
ecstasy as well. So I thought it was really interesting, like that movement
mm,
between this. And I'm going to say
mm,
about the body stuff and that, like some of the stuff, the practices that we learned while I was there on this trip was really about like moving that energy out of your body because so
mm,
much of what we are mentally and emotionally
mm,
experiencing is also going into our physical bodies. So, having
mm,
a good shake to some music and just letting
mm,
stuff
mm,
out, like
mm,
it does wonders because it's just like the stuff needs to move through our bodies as well. So we as Westerners, we love fucking like sitting in our brains and
mm,
processing and rationalizing and, analyzing and making everything make sense. But it's like our bodies has to make sense as well. And like you'll
mm,
see, like we always, we go through these phases where we're like spiritually, I'm feeling this, mentally, I'm feeling
mm,
that, emotionally, I'm feeling that, and then body, physically, what's happening. So it's kind of like we have to go through these processes and it almost follows an order and the
mm.
body's always lost. Okay. So when you've
Yes.
processed all the shit, the body's always lost and she's the one who needs like some help. So, even if you just like stand there and just
Mm.
start shaking and like because there's a lot of shit stuck in your body now because it's been such a big shock
Oh,
and like all of that, right? So, and I think it goes for a lot of us with like the nervous system stuff. is really about like honoring our bodies now as well. Because I mean, you know, they need to come with us. This is like, this is our vessel, this is our vehicle as well. So thank you so much for sharing. Really, really appreciate that. And thanks for just like being so open and brave as well. So appreciate that.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
guys. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, anyone else want to? Amanda's put her hand up.
I felt like I was in school then.
I promise I'm not going to scold you.
Well, that the eclipse. Wow, that's been fun. I don't think anyone has exactly known what has been going on around me for the past months. I don't think even I've known what's going on. I had an interesting conversation with, I go to a mediumship group because I'm working on my mediumship. And one of the women turned around to me and said, I did a meditation about you. And I was like, oh dear, did you? She's like, yeah, because you always see dragons and you work with dragons. I was like, okay, I'm not sure where this is going. And she said the dragons came to her in the meditation and said I was here to heal the earth, not just the surface of the earth, down into its roots and everything else. And I was like, oh, it wasn't where I was expecting her to take it. If anyone ever met her, you would understand where I'm coming from. I was like, oh, okay. Did they give you any inkling of how I'm going to be doing any of this or where I need to look at, etc.? And she said, no, but that's what you're here for. And I was like, okay, cool. I haven't had a chance to look into it because I've been busy decorating and sorting my Reiki room out. But I found it quite interesting. But there has been a lot of chaos, it feels like, and no, I don't know about anybody else, not feeling centered or anything. I'm just rambling now.
I love that. So you do know that all the stuff we've been doing with the elemental dragons and especially the earth dragons and stuff, that all contributes to healing of the earth, right? So the water dragons, us like, you know, connecting with the water, sending our intentions, sending our love. So all of this stuff, like it's basically my COVID way of getting you guys to like help the planet is like, I'll teach you about dragons, but actually what we're doing is we're helping Mother Earth in the process.
Oh.
I'm just joking, but it is part of the process. It's like all of the elemental dragons, they're very much connected to the earth. And what we are doing is we are helping and assisting Mother Gaia to go through her evolutionary process. Okay. And so by helping her, we help ourselves. By helping ourselves, we help humanity. So all of it is linked. So
Yeah,
you're already doing it. You just don't consciously
realize.
know that you're doing it. But yeah.
No, that's fine. But like, yeah, it was like I say, it's been fascinating. And my water dragon's been out and about. But my water dragon, I think, always tends to be the one. She's always with me.
Mm.
And I walk every day, and she's in the river as I walk every day. And I actually went in the sea yesterday.
Ah.
And it was nice. The night before, she was really tempestuous, really rough. We had winds. I slept down at the beach. And the following day, I got up and I was like, right, I'm going in the sea. And it was just, I was like, can we keep it calm? Because I don't want to be drawn out to sea today. Just keep it calm, please. And yeah, it was really nice because I always find it's quite nice. I go in and play with her, and it was yeah. Anyway, I'm going to finish my rambling now.
So what I was gonna say is like part of the stuff that I saw this week as well was that like connection of ours with the water and our intentions. Okay. And Yolandi was speaking about intentions and getting clear and I think like all of the stuff that we're doing, you know, it's all about intention. So if I set my intention with the water to send love and healing into the water, it's going to reach who it needs to reach. Okay. The dragons will take it where it needs to go. The energies will take it where it needs to go. Everything is connected. Today we're actually gonna like look at like the tree networks and stuff and like how that's connected to the dragons as well. So we're gonna explore that a bit today. So again, yeah, there's just so much. It's all beautiful.
That makes sense, because every time I stand in the water, I always send out healing through the water, and our group also hug trees
Yes.
and send healing through the trees. And so, yeah, anyway.
See, and like what I love is we do stuff, we don't really know what we're doing, but we are doing the right thing. Because if we're guided by our hearts and we just follow what we want to do and what feels beautiful and right, look at that. It's magical. So, yeah,
Yes.
we don't always need to understand it all. That's the beauty of the work that we do. So, cool. Thank you. Okay, anyone else want to share something before we go and journey a bit? Cherie, do you want to?
I feel like, I mean, I'm in this not exact the same boat as everyone, but I can't even begin to describe the last couple of weeks. I mean, things have been hard the last like I don't know, like 10 years, but it is my patience and kindness the last couple of weeks have been tested at a whole new level. But I feel like the way I'm handling things is really good. And what I've been learning here, I've been taking when I've had these moments of not wanting to repeat a pattern I used to repeat, or telling my body that it wasn't always going to end up in a bad circumstance, because I have a lot of fight or flight that happens when small things happen, is I've been constantly going outside. Yolandi, I keep practicing what you taught in the class with the counterclockwise circle and calling in the dragons. And I feel like trying to take these tools and put them to use. And I think they've really been helping, even though it hasn't been easy. If I didn't have those tools, I don't know where I'd be. Even last night, we had some stuff happen and I was so enraged. Like I had so many triggers that just hit, and I was on the stairwell in my house. And if the energy could have come out of my body, it's like I did a silent scream, like it would have sent the house in flames. Like that's how it was a buildup of so many things. And then the instant I felt that, I said to myself, I called in. Um,
Uh, oh, wait, we can't hear you.
Hold on. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
you're back, you're back, you're back. That's all good.
That was so weird. I got another call right at the moment. Hold on. Can you,
About
okay,
to
can you
talk
guys hear
about
me?
that.
Okay. It's like I'm on my phone in my office, and but anyways, right as that was happening, I like just instantly called in the dragon team, and it was like the message was calm down and go out. And that's what I did. I removed myself from the situation and went outside and recentered myself. And I love hearing from everybody in this group, because it's a reminder that you're not alone, but everyone's using these tools and these resources. And I'm learning so much. And I will comment, I won't go into detail and take up a lot of time, but I wasn't on the last call with the ancestors and everything, but going back and listening to it in that moment was very profound. And I feel like I made certain connections in my family, and then there's been a lot of different patterns that have happened lately. And I think something big is going to happen. I don't know what it is, but I can feel things, and I'm getting dropped all these hints and connecting different things. So we shall see what happens. But I made no sense, but just thank you to the group. I kind of rambled.
You make perfect sense. And I just want to like it's like I feel like I just need to comment on this, like our emotions and stuff, and like rage and all this shit, because fuck me, it's so valid. And it's just like like having that feeling come up, and like having, it's just like we need to feel it, like we need to get angry, we need to do that. But like it is this thing of like like you said, like take yourself outside and just go feel it or whatever, right? Like, because it is the thing about projection that we spoke about, but it's so important to feel it, because I think for so long so many of us have just gone and we just close our mouths, suck it up, and swallow it all down. And sometimes it just need to, like, it's just like, and like you say, even if you're screaming inside of you, like you are allowing yourself to have that movement through the cells of your body, because it feels like our cells like they need the emotions to like come out, right? Like it needs to come through us and not just stay inside of us. So I just
Yeah.
want to like just drop that.
And Yolandi, I don't know if you guys can see this on the call. Like I'm a feeler. I feel everything and I have a very hard time articulating in words. But if you see me right now,
Yes, you're red.
like even
Yes.
just talking about the anger that I have, I'm literally burning.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Okay. And this is the
yeah.
thing, it's like cellular memory. So, like, even if it means that you're going to go scream into a cushion or like drive in your car and have a scream fest or whatever you want, right? Like, but it's like we have to get it out of our physical bodies. And it just feels important because otherwise you're going to cook yourself from the inside, right? Like you
Literally, literally, it's happening. Yes.
So it just feels really important, and there is no shame to feeling anger, and it doesn't mean we're not, like as as much we've been so indoctrinated into this holy pure space, and like fuck it, we're humans. Like this is the whole point. We are allowed to get angry. We're allowed to feel stuff. And not just like put on the performative, oh, I'm fine, thank you very much, namaste bullshit. Like it's just like, feel your anger and whatever works for you, fucking just do it, right? Because like feeling it is the most important thing you can do for your body. So yeah, so go ahead and go fucking like punch shit or scream or whatever you need to do, babe.
I need to do. Yeah.
It's just like it's all valid and it's all like, legitimate. So just fucking like it's time that we take it back. So yeah, beautiful. But thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. Okay. Anyone else lost? Andrea, you keep looking like you want to say something, seeing that your face is there. You don't have to, but I'm just like saying.
I know I'm sitting here thinking I got in the car because I needed it to be quiet. There's so much since that last call and connecting with the ancestors. I started to really get some heavy messages about the body, about our vessel, and a reminder to be in this space of right now. Like you were saying, we do spend a lot of time in our head, and I mean, I have checked out human design and the gene keys and the I Ching and all these things, right? But there's that other part of me that's like, okay, now fuck that stuff, man. Go feel it, go live it, go experience all of it and listen to your body. And the cool part about human design was that for me, I found out that I was this vessel of love. And so it has everything to do with the body and so then I got the message from the ancestors
Ah, no, I want to know what you said.
that from we are oh no, can you hear
Andrea,
me?
you've got to say it all again because we're missing you.
me
You're
now?
breaking up. Ah, and I really want to hear what your ancestors said.
Okay, maybe I need to go outside
Okay, cool.
and get out of my
You need to
car.
repeat that, and then my ancestors said, and then you cut out because all of us are literally going spinning forward.
Okay. My
Yes.
ancestors. Okay, first of all, I'll just share this that at a really young age, I experienced death. When I was 3 years old, my father's sister, my aunt, she was killed, and then shortly after that, there was so I. By the time I got to high school, I had been to so many funerals. There was so much like death that I had experienced. And I used to feel like the victim about that, where my ancestors came and they said, these are all of these little, all of this adversity is for you to alchemize, to help others. And remember that you are matter. You are mother too. Like we are her. She is us. Our bodies, her bodies. We send love. Sometimes it's easier for us to go and hug a tree and give love to the tree. But when do we hug ourselves? and love ourselves and say that we are beautiful and breathe in our own essence, you know? So I was getting all this information from them because a lot of them had passed away and a lot of them had different issues with their bodies. And so that with that I had been for years been learning more about breath and about herbs and plants and different things to heal our bodies, to see how amazing my body is, and all of us, we all have the capability of that. So my ancestors are pushing, the dragons are pushing me to share in my body, and also to tell everyone else to really like connect in their bodies. I love when you say go scream, go yell, go dance, go have sex, go make love. Oh my god. It's so sacred. It's so wonderful. I mean, right at orgasm, say your affirmations, say your, you know what I mean? Like, just we have so much of that magic in us, and we are here to enjoy our bodies. That's what my ancestors continue to remind me of. They're like, you still have yours, go ahead, enjoy it. And the dragons are like, yeah, let's play, we are ready, let's go, let's have fun, let's laugh, let's feel it, you know. And I know that really hard times happen, sad times, times of okay, I'll tell you, my brother, when he was 8 years old, he was diagnosed with leukemia. And when he was 17, he transitioned to this beautiful heavenly place. But he's been with me. Um, okay. But he also is, there was a time at his funeral, we were all there, and it was just devastating. It was terrible for my mom, all of us, a young 17-year-old boy, you know. And during the funeral, a fly came in and started buzzing around my grandmother. And she starts freaking out and waving this fly. And we all start like kind of chuckling at this time that's so terrible. And we realized, oh, he's sending this fly for us to laugh. We need to laugh. He's like, I'm okay. I'm okay. My time was 17 years. You guys are still there. You need to laugh. You need to move this energy out of you, and love yourself and hug yourself, and you know. So that's I've been getting tons of message from the ancestors. So I won't take up too much time, but I wanted to share.
Love
And
that
I
so
love you so much. Mwah.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love hearing everything. It's like really amazing. Oh, okay. Right. So, Last John Saloon for anyone else who wants to share. Otherwise, I'm gonna start talking about the journey and just share with you guys what I wanted to talk about. Okay. So, I went to Lesbos in Greece. On the 16th, 17th, I arrived there, and I went on this retreat, and it was a dancing retreat, which I've never done before. So it was fucking cool. And I'm just like absolutely in love with dancing now because I'm like, it's so good for me. Um, and part of the other work there was that the lady who was running the retreat said that she wants us to share a bit about our magic. So what is your magic and what do you bring? And I thought, well, of course I'm here. I'm gonna like be talking about the dragons and the land and everything. And so I usually, like my practice is, and as I've said to you guys, when I get to a place, I basically greet the land, I root myself in, I'm like, I'm here, show me what I need to see, blah, blah, blah. But this time I got really intentional because I wanted to understand the energy lines of the land and all of these beautiful things. And so So I had my pendulum with me and I was like dowsing ley lines, and so it was really fucking cool, which I don't usually like. You don't see me going and dowsing stuff when I'm on holiday, but like I was like, okay, I really, because there was just like I walked into the space and there was this humongous tree and she was huge and beautiful, and it's one of those moments you open the doors into this villa and it was like you know when something just hits you and you're like, oh, she is so holy, this is incredible. And then I started like investigating her, and she had these 4 trunks. So she had 1 trunk, but it became 4, and each of them was literally pointed to the cardinal directions. So I'm like, okay. And then I start dowsing and I'm like, oh my fuck, there's like all these ley lines that's coming to her. And then I started chatting to her, and she was telling me that she is basically the mother tree, and she was connected to this church, and there was like an ancient worship site really close by, and I'm just like, fuck, this place is like super magic. So yeah, so I had a beautiful time really like exploring the land and working with the energy lines of the land while I was there. And then one of the things that happened was that we did a lot of shamanic dancing. So like without like any plant medicine or anything, we just danced ourselves into trance basically, which I haven't done before. And it was like fucking powerful. Like I was literally like tripping balls and I wasn't on anything. And I was like in full on trance and it was absolutely magical. And so as I was in trance, I was shown by the dragons like the dragon of the island, and there were all of these amazing tree systems on this island. And she said to me that the trees on this island is really important, and that it carries obviously the history of this island, it carries the magic of this island, it carries all of these beautiful energies. And so I was really intrigued because I mean, I love a tree, but I didn't think about like the importance of the almost like holding of the energetic forces and currents of the land, right? Like so I was just like, oh my goodness. And then I spent every day sitting underneath this massive old olive tree, like when I woke up in the morning, because we weren't allowed to talk in the morning. So we had like a Vipassana, like a short, we only started talking to each other at 10 o'clock. So you're all by yourself, you're like silent, and then me and the tree would talk. And I got all these beautiful messages and all of this wisdom just from the trees. And so the dragon said to me, like, she wants me to bring that in tonight, where we'll go and talk to the energy of the trees, because the dragons are showing me how the trees are basically holding the energy of the land and how we can benefit from that. And I thought it was really interesting because weeks before I went, I was like Googling what can I do, because I was there for a few days by myself. And there was a forest as well, a petrified forest. So not a scared forest, but a fossilized forest. And what happened is this forest was basically 20 million years ago. There was a big volcanic eruption on the one side of the island. And what happened was the trees became like fossils, okay, because of all the lava and the ash and everything that happened. So there's this massive forest with some of the biggest ancient trees that's completely fossilized. And even the root systems and they had like, the leaves were fossilized. So it was like an entire environment kept inside the energy of like, fire basically. So fire preserved like these ancient root systems of this island as well. And I was just like, oh my God. So I'm going to see what they say about that. But it just felt so important that like these root systems of the plants are still there, even if it does become a fossil, even if it becomes coal, even if it becomes whatever, like, so underneath the surface of this earth, that the matter, the material, the energies of the trees and the plants, sorry, I'm just letting her back in, I think she fell off. The trees and the energies of the plants are all connected. Okay, so some of the most ancient energy that's under your feet, it's not just the crystals, but it's actually the fossils of the trees and all of the matter and the plants and the bones and the everything that lived before. And inside that, there's a lot of wisdom for us as well. Okay, so we're going to see what we're going to journey into tonight. I'm not entirely sure what they want to share, but I feel like this month is a month of hugging trees. I feel like this month is a month of tuning into the root system of the earth underneath our feet and seeing what it can teach us. Because, you know, as much as we can also send obviously our love and our energy into that, it just felt like really important to, there's something in there for each of us. There's something in this connectedness, in this ancient matter that is under our feet that we need to start remembering again. Okay, any questions?
I don't have a question,
Yes.
but I have an observation. I mean, Yolandi knows my partner, Sai, and we went for a walk this morning. First thing, we just don't normally get up early and go for a walk, so we just went up the hill nearby, and we ended up having a conversation about the trees this morning. And he went to one of the trees and he just put his hand on there and he just said, "Come, come, feel this." He said, "This tree's actually really warm," and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with this because he's not a woo-woo person at all. It's not. And I was like, okay, that's really cool. And then we went to like a dead tree, a tree that had because they kind of spray markers on all the trees. And then we were like looking at all of the fungi and the mushroom systems that were growing on the dead tree trunks. And I was like, oh yeah, but look, that tree might be dead, but look at all the life that it's created from that. So it was weird. And I was like, yeah, I was just reading this article and I was telling him about the fact that the rooting, the earthing that people do with putting their hands on their trees and keeping your feet bare feet, and kind of the system that they kind of were showing. I was looking at this diagram. So it was just really cool that this random morning that we ended up talking about trees and him putting his hands on trees, and we're talking about that. And now you're like, I had no idea that Yoli was going to go into this for trees tonight. And I'm like, oh yay. I was like given some forewarning and coming from the most unexpected source, which is my partner. So it just makes me just giggle. I had to share that. They're
Yes.
constantly trying to like flag us and
Yes.
saying, this is what we're doing.
Exactly.
Which is pretty cool.
And we're coming back to nervous system regulation again, because as we know, forest bathing is a scientific thing. So all of those beautiful like energies and like there's like, oh, man, I can't remember the name now, but there's literally something that trees give off that helps us to build our immune system. So what they are expelling helps us to build our immune system. So it's a certain substance that we take in when we're walking in a forest, and that ups our immune systems. Okay, so there's so many benefits. So hug a tree this month, go sit under a tree, just like feel into it, because I was so surprised by what came up for me under those trees and how many absolutely amazing things they had to say. And so I think it's really, you know, this is part of our loving ourselves and our bodies more mission. It's like, go hug a tree, go sit under a tree, just connect with the trees. Okay, perfect. Right. Okay, so let's all just get comfortable. I think if anyone needs to quickly go and just come back, shout, and then I'll just wait 2 seconds. Okay. Everyone okay? Perfect. Okay. Right. Make yourself comfortable. Let's take some deep breaths in. Okay, let's call in all of the beautiful guides that needs to be with us. Let's call in all of the energies that needs to be with us tonight, asking that everything that comes through is for the highest good. Everything that needs to be shared and shown. and allowing that all to just land in our consciousness, land in our remembering, land in our cells of our bodies. Yes. Kasia nashe korose hiaka. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to start by pulling in the energies from the south, from the beautiful water dragons, from the dragons that move our messages and our intentions of love into all of the systems of water, that takes our songs and our blessings and moves it through to every single waterway. And I bring that gentle energy into our circle tonight as I pull that energy around all of us as we sit together. Daniela hiyo tarahiande sawora hiake alashinda siki. Beautiful. And as I turn to the east and the beautiful dragons of fire, Natahi Korehia, those dragons that allows that passion to burn in our bellies, Gata Inda Hioko, that allows our dreams and our hopes and desires to fill inside of our bodies, that allows our rage and our anger to flow out of our bodies, Korona Taiyake, and bringing that energy of the fire into our beautiful space tonight. And as I surround us with the energy of fire, Notai Akala Hinda Hiaka, knowing that we are burning exactly Gurunduata Tahiaka, the right temperature for us. Tunuata Hiaka. As I turn to the north, to the beautiful earth dragons, and we allow that energy in, the dragons of stability, the dragons of steadfastness, the dragons that maintains the energies of all those beautiful, beautiful connected networks of the trees and the mycelium, of all of the decomposed matter, the ancient fossils, the bones, the rocks, the crystals, all of that. And we pull that in. Gunuata iata, the wisdom of what is under our feet. Nalashe orosana sikuruata hi, halamatrakiake. And as I pull in that energy of the air dragons, now matunuata tahiaka, the ones that brings the breath, the ones that brings presence, the ones that brings awareness and clarity in these times of confusion and of energetic instability that we are feeling around us. And the one thing we have is that energy of breath that we get to hold on to. Dunwata, our strongest ally in the regulation of our nervous system. Mutwandatahe is our breath, Moluwana. And I bring those beautiful energies into our sacred circle now as I surround all of us with Matunuatatahe, the elemental energies of the ancient dragons, Duduanata. And as I pull up now the energies from the beautiful golden mother dragon, the one who sits in the center of this beautiful planet, the one who holds the codes, the one who holds the map, Gurunuantahiake, Hayanatahi, the one who holds the energy, and Dutuatahiake, that causes Karanatahiakala Shenda Sekiata, us to bring everything back into union, back into connection. And as I pull that beautiful golden energy, Kunwata Tahe, to form the bases of our circle tonight that we sit in, Mutwanda Tahiaka, and feeling all of us here together, Mutwandata, and those who cannot be with us, and those who will be, and Dutuata Rahia sitting in this circle in the future, Mutwanda Tahiake, and allowing all of these magical elemental energies to hold us now and guide us, Matunata Elishino Sorusonuata Yake. So as we sit here, I want you to really see yourself connecting with the earth, with the ground underneath. Mutwanata iakela inda sikuruata. And as I call upon the beautiful Gundwata iake, that mother Dutuanata energy, that mother dragon energy of the beautiful island of Lesbos, Kurunua Tatahiaka, she who showed Matotuana Tatahiake me the interconnectedness of all of the tree systems on that beautiful island. Matuana Tahiaka la Shenda Siake, that network, Matuana Tahiaka la Shenda Siase, and Dutuata, and even when the earth changed, Ondotuara Hiake, the network through Malashinda Siake, through the fire, through Rudwa, through that volcanic connection, Mutwana Tahiaka, it never stops. The system doesn't stop connecting. Mutwana Tahiake, Alashana Sekuruashe se, Andatahi. So as you sit on the ground here with me, Matanahiku, I want you to become aware of the energies underneath the ground right now. And I want you to see the ley lines and the energy lines of the earth as they run, as these beautiful streams of energy. And they're doing their thing. And Lola Hiaka lighting up, moving energy as they need to. And then there is the beautiful mycelium network, the network of the mushrooms that is underneath us, and also a fine network that is the most ancient network that we have on this planet, that is the the original gangster network of our planet. That started the life, that helped with everything, that basically is still eating its way every single day through the symbiotic relationship with all of the plants and the matter in our forests and our lands, and we say gratitude to this system, and then we drop into the network of the trees, Nahia la itia na torua tahiaka. And so in the network of the trees, Matuana tahiaka, there is an interconnectedness, a knowing anda la hiaka of what the greater community needs, Matuana tahiaka. Even if one tree, Malahiako Nahiaka, stands and it is connected to other trees not of the same Kudwanda Tatahiake species, Matwalahianda, it will still know what is needed, Matwana Tahiake, for every single one of them, because they are constantly communicating their needs to each other. And Dutwahiaka, and as they send the nutrients and Motolohiaka, the healing properties out to each other, as there's a constant exchange, a serving that is happening, a serving of the greater good of the community of the trees, Mutwana Tahi. And so they create this network of maintenance, of looking after each other, of interconnectedness in this community. Mutwana Tahi akala inda sikuruata iale, indoshia sekerehia, andala ikiata. And as they move through the ground, Mutwana Tahi aka, with that knowing, that feeling of what is required to make this space and Dutwa Hiaka tenable, to make this space safe, to make this space work for all of the species involved in this community. Mutwana Tahiaka la Iake. And so Aiandake Rahia, the dragons are calling us Undutwa Tahiaka, to remind us, Matuana Tahiaka, that the trees are here to teach us about community, Ondohiaka, and how all of us are interconnected with each other, Matualahiaka. And even though our roots may not be underground, Matualahiaka, we have heart-to-heart connection, Andutuatahiaka, with each other, Matualahiaka, and that we can perceive and we can understand what is needed in our community. We can understand what is needed in our families. We can understand what is needed with the ones that we love, Utuandatahiaka, and with our friends, Matalahiaka, and those that surround us, and Utuahiaka. And if we, Matlotuandahiake, step into that space of energetic service to our community, Matwanda Tahiaka Lahinda Hiaka, we create a flourishing Watona tahiaka network around us as well. Muluanda tahiaka la shendo sorosia se tahiaka. So matoloto hiaka, the purpose of evolution, matuanda tahiaka, the purpose of our evolution, Mutuatatahi, is to realize that we cannot proceed, Matula Hianga, as a single entity, Matuandatahiake. We are not islands anymore, Matutuandata, and as we are building community and as we are stepping together, we are supporting each other in a next level of evolution that we are going through, Mutuanatahiaka, but Malashanda Sekeakewa. We have to realize that we are doing this together, Mutuanda Lahiaka and Dasikurawa, because we have removed ourselves so far Andotuaikea from the concept of interconnectivity, Mutualahiaka, and now we get this opportunity Andotualahiaka to participate in the evolution of humanity and this planet, Mutuandata, all connected, Mutuanda Rahiake, and moving forward. So as this community of humans realize that they are also part of a community of trees, that they are part of a community of the mycelium network, that they are part of a community of animals, that they are part of a community of water, that they are part of a community of fire and air, motuanata, and land, garashendo sahiake, and of source, motuala indaki. So as we sit here today, feel this interconnectivity, mutuanda la inda hiake, to each other. Feel this interconnectivity, undutuata, to the land. Feel this interconnectivity to mutuanata, the water, moruya, to the air, malashendo sawa, and to spirit. Sokula inda kenda wahi anduruata hashenda siake, feeling yourself connected to all of the elements, feeling yourself connected to all of the aspects of this planet, Kutuana Tahe, and realizing that we are not doing any of this alone. And Duata, we just have to recognize that feeling of connectivity. Feel every single cell in our bodies vibrating right now in a beautiful union of love, Kutuanata, of connection, and Duata Indahiaka, of knowing that we are all moving towards a beautiful future of surviving together and thriving together. And Duala Indahiaka. And as we together tonight set intentions, Mutwanatahiaka, to remember our connectivity, to allow ourselves to look at what is around us, to look at the trees, and duatatahiaka. And when you sit with them, allow them to show you the connection between you and everything. Ngua ikela indo ahia ma etorahia sono sokuata. Kala shotoro unduatra ia tetana I hayanda kera. And feel your body and tahi. Come back into a space of a vibration that is becoming higher and higher and higher. Tunuata, as our bodies are starting to change and we are letting go of resistance. And duatahi, and this planet is slowly, slowly changing. And we are slowly, slowly changing and evolving with her. And duata. And just feel yourselves opening up to this knowing that these higher frequencies belong within us. These higher frequencies coming from the cosmos now. These higher frequencies coming from the land now. And as we step our bodies into this receptivity of these beautiful new frequencies, that is underpinned by the consciousness of unity and connection, community with all living beings. Ngoala ishena sekera iate. Ala shera viate nako. and knowing that everything that is happening right now for all of us is exactly what it needs to be. And duatahi alashiko. And allowing ourselves to feel what we need to feel now, allowing ourselves to experience without resistance where our hearts are pulling us to allow ourselves to be brave and courageous in this process of moving and evolving with our great Mother Gaia right now. Nduatahi, the one that we, Ndualahiaka, have chosen to live on. Kutwana tahi. Ratarahi, kerai andala e korotoa. So sending love from your heart now into all of these beautiful networks, sending love into the trees within your place where you live, Gunuatahi, sending love into the networks of water and mycelium, Gunuatatahe, into the networks of the hearts that surround you, Anduala iata ingeata, because your responsibility is where you are, Mutuanatahe. It's your people, it's your land, it's your water. Kutuana tahi, your animals, nutua tahiaka, all of that is your responsibility. You are a steward of the land that you have chosen to be on. And where you find yourself now, let your heart open, kutuana tahi, and let yourself be part of it all. Andua tahiaka. Nisha kura wata indahiaka. Okay, beautiful. Sonotua tarahiate. Okay, so just take a moment. Just give all your love and your gratitude to your area where you are. Matanoa. Okay, thank you. And I want to thank these beautiful, beautiful dragons for always showing up and always pointing me in the right direction. Oh, Karasinta Hyoko. And a reminder for all of you that whatever you are going through right now, do not forget to ask for their help. Do not forget that you and your relationship with them, they are guides. They are here to help. They are wanting to help. So please, can we remember that we can ask. We can ask for help. These beautiful, magical beings. They are all here willing, waiting, wanting to help every single one of us with all the love in their hearts. Kotona hiaka. Beautiful. Okay, so we give our gratitude for our beautiful guides tonight. Moshona sekura ishiana sekira shiase. And as I now take a moment just to thank all of the energies, Malashenda Sekuro Wahia Kenda Hiaka, all of the beautiful elemental energies, Matahiako, the elemental dragons, and Dotahiaka. And as we close our circle now, until we meet again, Andutoatahi, Maleke, Anakuro, Ahiake, Avara, Sekuro, Sehinda Hiako. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And take a deep breath in. Start to move your body. Start to pull all of your energy back in. Move your fingers and your toes and your shoulders and your spine, your neck. Give yourself a little wriggle and a shake and come back, come back, come back, come back. Okay. Right. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to assume everyone else is okay. Oh, thanks, Flo. It's a pleasure. I hope you're having a beautiful time as well where you are at the moment with the beautiful water drinks. Okay, fantastic. Okay, just see. Okay, everyone good? Okay, fabulous. So good to have you guys. We'll convene again next month. Anyone want to share anything? Anyone want to say anything? Or am I just, or everyone okay? Okay, pleasure. I'm seeing all the thank yous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I will post in the group when we're meeting next month. It will be last week of October. I just need to sort my life out and then we will meet again. Yeah, and for anyone watching the replay, if you haven't been on the Dragon course yet, we start on Thursday. Come and join us. All of you guys have been, so it's beautiful to see you guys again. And yeah, just to have a beautiful evening and just, yeah, connect with those trees and just enjoy. And yeah, I feel very now, so this is very good. Okay. Sending lots of love. I'll see you guys next month.